If you're dreaming of moving to the United States, there's one thing you absolutely can't afford to get wrong: your visa. The US immigration system is complicated, and even a small mistake can derail your plans, sometimes for years. I've seen newcomers make the same errors over and over, and today I want to help you avoid them. Here are the 5 biggest visa mistakes that could ruin your move to America, and how to make sure they don't happen to you. Mistake number 1: picking the wrong visa type. This might sound obvious, but it's surprisingly common. The US has dozens of visa types: student, work, family, investor, exchange, and more. Each one has strict rules about what you can and can't do. For example, a tourist visa, B1/B2, doesn't let you work or study. An ESTA is not a work visa, and some visas, like the H-1B, require employer sponsorship and a specific job offer. I've met people who arrived on the wrong visa, tried to work or study, and ended up facing deportation or bans from re-entering the US. Before you apply, research every option. Talk to an immigration lawyer if you're not sure. Picking the right visa from the start is absolutely critical. It's also important to consider your long-term goals. If you're hoping to eventually become a permanent resident, some visas are better stepping stones than others. For example, the H-1B and L-1 visas allow dual intent, meaning you can apply for a green card while on those visas. In contrast, the F-1 student visa requires you to prove you intend to return home when your studies are finished. If you apply for a green card while on an F-1, you could run into trouble. Mistake number 2: missing deadlines and paperwork. The US loves paperwork, and missing a deadline can have serious consequences. Whether you're applying for a new visa, renewing one, or changing your status, every step has strict timelines. If you submit forms late, forget a document, or make a mistake, your application can be delayed, denied, or even cancelled. I always recommend making a checklist and setting calendar reminders for every deadline. Double-check every form and keep copies of everything you submit. If you're working with a lawyer or employer, stay in close contact and don't assume they'll handle everything for you. A real example: I once knew a student who forgot to submit their optional practical training OPT application on time after graduation. As a result, they lost the chance to work in the US and had to leave the country. That simple oversight cost them a career opportunity and thousands of dollars. Mistake number 3: overstaying your visa. This is one of the most dangerous mistakes you can make. If you stay in the US after your visa expires, even by a day, you could face serious penalties, including bans of 3 or 10 years from returning. Overstaying can also hurt your chances of getting any future US visa. Always know your visa's expiration date and any grace period you might have. If you need to extend your stay, apply early. If you're not sure about your status, check with US Citizenship and Immigration Services (USCIS) or a qualified immigration attorney. One important note: the date stamped in your passport when you arrive, your admit until date, is what matters, not the expiration date printed on your visa sticker. Many people get confused and accidentally overstay because they mix these up. Mistake number 4: working without authorization. It's tempting to take a job under the table or do freelance work while on a tourist or student visa, but this is a huge risk. The US government takes unauthorized employment very seriously. If you're caught working without the proper visa, you could be deported and barred from re-entering. Make sure your visa specifically allows you to work, and understand any restrictions. For example, F1 students can only work on campus or in certain programs. H-1B holders can only work for their sponsoring employer. If you want to change jobs or start a business, you may need a new visa or special permission. Even unpaid internships can be a gray area, so always check with your school or an immigration attorney before accepting any position. It's better to be safe than sorry. Mistake number 5: ignoring dual intent and future plans. Some visas, like the B1B2 tourist visa or F1 student visa, require you to prove that you don't intend to immigrate permanently. If you apply for a green card or another immigrant visa while on one of these, you could be accused of immigrant intent and have your application denied. On the other hand, Visas like H-1B and L-1 allow dual intent. You can work temporarily and apply for a green card later. Always think ahead about your long-term plans and make sure your visa matches your goals. If you want to stay in the US permanently, plan your steps carefully and get professional advice. Bonus mistake: not asking for help when you need it. Immigration law is complicated and constantly changing. Don't try to do everything yourself if you're confused or unsure. A small mistake now can cost you years of your life and thousands of dollars. Consult a qualified immigration attorney or a reputable agency if you're stuck. My top tips for visa success: do your homework. Research all your options before you apply. Stay organized. Keep copies of every document and track every deadline. Be honest. Never lie or misrepresent information on your forms. US authorities take fraud very seriously. Ask questions. If you don't understand something, get help. Think long-term. Make sure your visa fits your future goals in the US. Final thoughts. Moving to the US is a huge step, and your visa is the foundation of your new life. Avoid these common mistakes, stay proactive, and don't be afraid to ask for help. With careful planning, you can make your American dream a reality without any nasty surprises. If you have your own visa questions or stories, or if you want more tips about moving to the US, drop them in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more real-life advice and stories about thriving in America. And thanks for listening, and I'll see you in the next one.
Thanks for watching. We hope you found this video helpful as you prepare for your move to the United States. If you found value in the information and advice provided, please consider supporting the podcast on Patreon. Your donations will allow us to continue creating new episodes and videos to help even more people with their relocation to America. Just visit patreon.com/movingtotheus to sign up. Until next time, best of luck with your move.